Hello, this is tape number 3. No, tape number 4. Tape number 4 with David Schwartz. And if you watch the sequence, you saw tape number 1 was where we just basically presented David Schwartz, and he told about his life and a little bit of kibitzing from me. And then tapes number 2 and 3, each was an hour. We demonstrated important exercise, Gestalt therapy exercise, although I stress again, I'm not a Gestalt therapist with a license, although I've been doing that kind of stuff for 35 years, mostly with performers. As performer training, I mean not so much as therapy. And I'll just repeat that I do a sequence of 3 exercises with Gestalt, 2 hours on awareness, and then a week later 3 hours on a dream, and another week later 3 hours on another dream, and that's it, 8 hours of Gestalt work to give us a chance for the performer to know himself, for me to know him, and then we have material that we can work with half a year or even a year with just with the 8 hours, because I do a micro dissection of that material and everything is fed back and into the process. And you're going to see that now. We're going to do that right now. This is a very ambitious session. We're going to try to telescope the process that would usually take a lot longer, but just to see if, just as an exercise, to see what happens. As I said, I ran it through. We're going to go straight, we're going to try to go from therapy to theater in 2 hours. We'll see if we can do it. And the crucial link is the exercises that help a performer to distance himself, to alienate himself from his very personal stuff that, usually he'd be embarrassed to talk about those things in public in most situations. And so here we're going to take some of the hottest stuff, the most vulnerable stuff, and ask David here how much he's willing to, and you'll see how much he's willing to risk. The more he risks, the more artistic mileage we get out of this guy. The less he risks, the less we got to work with. But still, if we don't get it this time, we'll get it a month from now, I hope, or we'll see how long it takes, All right. So, specifically, now, notice I have this this mattress here. I don't know if you see it in this image, and you'll see it. I have another camera set off to the side, so you might see it later. But this is so that if we want to do some movements and stuff, we have a hard stone floor here, so that it'll be comfortable for him to work on the floor. And we're going to we'll be exploring using the cameras. A lot of this is stuff that is new to me, working with the cameras. We don't have a tech man here to pay. So I'm the tech man, and I'm the director, and I clean the floor, I do it all, for now anyway. Okay, so that's what the mattress is for. And our first exercise is very important. It's a representative example of about a lot of other exercises that will help a performer to distance himself, to get objectivity with his subjective material. This exercise, you've already seen it. If you look on the web, you'll find me demonstrating this exercise called the Mocking Your Forms exercise, and there I'm showing how it fits in with the theory of Ashlag Kabbalah, Ashlag Torah, the Ashlag Hasidim, and how I got that stuff from the Merkava Jewish Theater company, and I explain all that there. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it now. Just go to see that video. It's in English and in Hebrew, and it's very popular. Got about 1,500 hits in the past 2 or 3 months. A lot of people looking at it. More in Hebrew than English, by the way. Okay. So now we're going to use the exercise. He's going to do it instead of me this time. So the exercise is in principle, is very simple. I guess we're going to have to start off with moving the mattress back, and then we'll move it back again. What's going on here? Why isn't the drum machine starting? Okay, now it's off. Sorry about that, folks. All right, so maybe we'll start off moving the mattress back, and then we'll move it when we need it. All right, so the exercise, now let's move the chairs back also. Maybe fold it up, well, let me have it, I'll fold it over here. Okay, now let me check that we're in the vision here, the field of the camera. We're standing up, it's a different situation. Does this work? No, it doesn't work. let's see now, if I can zoom back further. All right, now I see you. Camera further back. Okay, we gotta keep it tight. We can't go too far to the side, all right? Okay, so you just say, David, please stand over there. I'm gonna demonstrate the exercise. He's never seen this exercise before. We gotta remember our center line is right where this green book is. All right. So what you do is, let's say my exercise is swimming, all right? Let's say I did this form when I did my therapy. I had a feeling, oh, I'm groping around, I don't know what I'm doing here. That's not too far from the truth. So that's my form. I'm starting off with this form. And now I want to mock this form, because actually I feel very bad about the fact that I'm groping around on what I'm doing, so I'm ashamed to say that to the whole world. But, so I want to learn how to distance myself so I can use my form without being glued to it psychologically. I can free it up. All right, so what I do is I do my form, and as I do it, I mock it. By the way, I thank the Merkava Jewish Theater company for teaching me this exercise 1975, I think it was. How many years? 40 years ago? Anyway, so I do the exercise. I do the form, swimming form. It's something like that, groping, in the void. And as I do it, I want to study it. I want to be aware. I'm using my awareness exercise right away. It's like Tai Chi, you know. You want to be totally aware of what you're doing, every muscle. I watch my face. I can make gibberish. And as I do it, okay, and I'm studying it. Then I stand over here, not too far away. And I want to imagine, I see FRANKLYN over there doing that form, okay? So now I want to use the form in order to critique the form. So I mock him. You know, kids do this all the time. You know, oh, you dummy, you walk around all the time, you know, you don't know what you're doing. So I'm going to do what kids do, you know. People criticize each other all the time. I say, FRANKLYN, I see you doing that form. I see you look, what are you doing with your fingers? You look like, what, you got some kind of spastic paralysis there in your fingers? What's with you? Like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? I made a fool of him, right? I said he's like Dr. Jekyll. But at the same time, more important is I stretch that form. It's no longer just this. Now it includes the possibility of this. And his voice. Understand? So I expanded. I made from that seed, I started making a tree. I got one branch, you know. And I could do that 10 times to get 10 different variations. So then I would go back through the form again, and then mock it again. Different. And this time I'll focus, instead of on the fingers, maybe I'll focus on something else. Let's see. Here I do the form. Let's do the form again. Groping around. I go back here. FRANKLYN, I see you doing that stuff again. You're doing that stuff again. As I'm doing it, I'm watching him do it. Oh, I see you going back and forth. You're moving your hips a lot, huh? Girly guy? Girly guy? Another variation, girly. All right? Later on, when he's finished, he's going to write down his notebook. Girly, Dr. Jekyll. He'll have a list of variations that he can use when he needs them. Clear? That's the exercise. All right? All right. Your turn. I'm going to stand at the camera, see how much we can get on film.
What's the form I'm using? Any form?
I forgot. I forgot to tell you which form. All right. Now, in the therapy work, remember we had this form. I told you the restricted form. We call it the restricted form. So sit here first of all and get the form idea. Remember how you did that? Right. That's it. And you told me. Remember what the words were? A little bit.
Restricted. I don't know.
You said I'm feeling restricted. The idea is that your legs are somehow restricted. The arms would like to come out, but you're putting them in a vice here so they can't come out. So you're kind of torturing yourself by, on the one hand, wanting to express, on the other hand, clamping down on yourself so you can't express, right? And along with that, let whatever sound or breathing fits with that. So you want to maximize the effort of the hands to get it loose, and you want to maximize the effort of the legs to slam them down, and you want to let your breathing go, all right, and the sound come out. All right, that's the form. First of all, do the form.
Yeah.
If you think you did it now, you know what it is.
I think so.
Okay, good. So now the problem is the chair is a nuisance. So now somehow or other, I think it would be good to have that mattress. So bring the mattress over back there. Get rid of the chair, so you have more freedom to play around. All right? Yeah, move the chair way over. Okay. All right, move the mattress right up to the wall, please. Okay. So now, yeah, almost the whole mattress is in focus here. All right, you can use the whole mattress, but stay mostly near the wall there, so you don't cut off. We don't get your head cut off. If you work on the floor, you can come forward. If you're going to work standing up, stay back. Okay.
How could I mock the form standing up?
Well, that's it. Try to figure out a way to now do the form again, but somehow or other, do something like the form, the same idea. All right. Or maybe get down and do it. Let's see, how can we do this? If we had some kind of a soft thing to sit on that mattress, we don't. All right, then just maybe get down, sit down, yeah, and do it that way. All right, that's it. Yeah. All right, that's good. Okay.
Okay.
All right. When you're ready.
So now I'm mocking it, or
First do it, just to get used to doing it in its different position, all right?
what if I had it like this?
Whatever works for you that it feels like I'm restricting myself and I want to break loose. So you can have the dynamic of the two forces working against each other. Yeah? That's good. What word could go along with that? Can you think of one word that would feel appropriate? One single word rather than the noise. Can you think of one word that would kind of symbolize the psychology behind this? That goes with that?
Not really.
Or a phrase like, let me out or something, or don't hold me in or something.
Yeah.
Or what? What could be appropriate? Nothing? All right, maybe if you think of something, you can add it, okay? All right, so that's the form, all right?
Okay.
All right, now, go on the other side of the mattress. Now you're free to, when you mock it, you're free to stand up, whatever you want to do, okay? You got the whole space there to work with, all right? Remember that we're out here, so as much as possible, keep your face in our direction. All right. So put him up in that corner, all right? So you're more faced out towards us. Yeah, that's it. Okay, good. I see you over there, David.
I see you over there, David. What are you trying to do? Get yourself stuck?
No, avoid questions. I see you look like you're this and you look like that, you know, but don't make it a question.
You look like you're over there taking a shit. Get your hands free. Don't you gotta wipe your ass? What's going on over there?
So now imitate trying to make a shit, you know. That's okay. So now you got some sound ideas out of that, okay? But you didn't get much movement ideas.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, this form is basically very closed in, so you got to find some way to expand it so you can have a lot more forms to move around with, okay?
Okay.
So maybe do that same thing again. Stand up and do that same idea. Somehow mock the form. Somehow get in the corner there. That corner there. Yeah. That's it. And look at him over here. And start off again. I see you over there.
I see you over there. Stuck with your hands.
Do it.
Stuck with your hands under your butt. Why don't you just shit in your hands, dumb boy?
Now move around somehow. Okay, say it again. Say it again.
Why don't you get up? Why don't you get out of here? Leave.
Which idea you want? Get out or shit?
I don't know.
Pick one of them first.
I don't know. The extreme one would be shit, I guess.
Shit, then do the shit, but do the shit real big. Do a whole shit dance. Come on, do it again.
What is that shit? I don't know, I keep asking a question.
You look like you're shitting.
You look like you're shitting. Is it stuck in the question again? I don't know why I keep asking a question.
Then use gibberish. Just for now, use gibberish. Come on. But then,
why
the
don't
body.
you, get it out! Get it out! Put it down! Get it out! Why don't you get it out?
More body. Body all over the place.
Get it out of here! Leave! Bob!
Right. The shit, you're shitting. Get focused on shit, not get out.
Yeah. Now I gotta take it out.
You gotta find a way to physicalize the shit idea. Okay?
Yeah. Alright.
Do it again. Start again.
I see you over there trying to get that shit out. Why don't you just put it out?
That's not, no. Let me illustrate, okay?
Alright, good.
Okay, I see you over there trying to shit, trying to get it out, trying to get it out. You're trying to get it out. You see what I did? I made a whole dance out of it. But you're stuck in one knot still. We have no. That doesn't give us anything to work with. You understand? Make a dance out of it. Blow it up. That's my version. Don't copy me.
Yeah. I see you over there trying to get that shit out. Just push. Push! Just push!
Okay, good. But you lost the idea of the hands working against the body.
Okay.
Remember that? The hands that wanted to come out, and the body's holding them in.
Yeah.
Do it again. Let's see if you can keep that idea about the two parts of yourself fighting each other.
Okay.
The hands want to break free, but the legs are clamping them in there. That's the idea.
See you over there taking a shit. Why don't you just get it out! Get it out! Get it out!
That's it. I see like a frog. Much more to go in the direction of froggy. Keep going.
Get it out! Get it out! Get it out!
Okay. That now we got something to work with. That's a form. Okay.
Okay.
So if you later on you write a notebook, shit form, shit, and then you'll make a little stick figure to remember it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's it. Now something else. When you're ready, let's try one more time. Totally different idea. Go back and do the form first of all to remember it. If you need a break, tell me no.
Just don't know.
I can always turn off the camera, you know.
I mean.
Just do the original form. The original form. Remember how it was?
Yeah, it's like this.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, do that. Okay, and now as you did it, I forgot to tell you, do it again one more time, and this time ask yourself, what am I going to mock this time? As you do it, pick out the next thing you're going to mock. It's not going to be what you did last time, it's something else, maybe the voice, maybe the face, maybe the toes, pick anything that you're going to focus on, okay? Go ahead. Okay, now when you're ready. You can push the mattress away if it's if it's hurting and makes it harder. Do without the mattress.
What, your arms won't get out of there? You can't get those arms out? Get them out! Just get them over and through that leg!
Okay, but that was just a sculpture. You got to add some movement to that.
Okay.
Keep going. Don't give up so fast. Keep going. Keep searching. Keep trying out things, possibilities.
Yeah,
all right.
This is all new to me. I don't.
By the way, this guy had never taken an acting class in your life, right?
Yeah, never.
You're a total virgin. All right. Go ahead. You're doing fine. You're doing fine.
Okay. So you need more body movement, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we need forms and we need vocal variety, okay? So far your voice is staying in the middle range. You're basically the same. But that was fine for the first one, but now you gotta find a different voice. Remember I found a different voice. I found a girly voice, which is a high voice. And I forgot what the other one was. But I found Dr. Jekyll voice. It wasn't the same voice. The voice changes,
Yeah.
and the body changes. Everything's gotta change because the idea changed, right? The point of view changed.
Yeah.
Right? So this time you're coming. Which part are you focusing on? Which part of the body?
Getting the arms out.
What did you do last time? What's focused last time?
Getting shit out.
Okay, so it's more in the arms this time.
Yeah.
So let's see a lot of stuff going on in the arms. All right? A whole Kathakali Indian dance thing with the arms. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever comes out.
Yeah.
Or flailing around. Anything that just expresses the idea. Right?
Mm-hmm. Just release! Release!
Yeah, you gotta
release! Release!
That's good.
Release! 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 Release!
Oh.
Release!
That's good. Just start from the beginning. Start with the form and then lead into that, all right?
Okay.
You need the glasses? Are they glasses or you want?
Oh, my watch.
Okay.
Broken.
Okay. So just start what I told you. Remember, I see you over there. Go back there. I see you over there.
I see you over there with your arms stuck under your legs.
And now do it. I see what you're doing.
I see what you're doing. You
And-
just have your legs
And you're just
and your
like,
arms
that's
and
it,
you're
yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
And then you want to move your arms.
Yeah.
So just release them. Just release. Go. Just be a little fairy and go and release and go.
That's almost right. The thing is, you want to say you're like a fairy.
Okay.
You're like a stuck fairy.
Okay.
You could be a fairy, but you're so stuck. Try that idea.
Okay.
You know, you want to mock him.
Yeah.
Right now, you're just taking a new idea and improvising a new idea. That's okay, but we still got form out of that. But still, focus on him. How fucked up he is.
Okay.
Right? Because you want to learn how to laugh at yourself. This is you over there.
Yeah.
So now you want to mock you and enjoy making fun of yourself. Okay? Even if it's painful. Right?
No, I don't know.
So Dave, keep saying, David, I see you over there. David, you're trying to be like a fairy, but you're holding yourself back. You're so stuck. You're a fucked up fairy. And maybe that would be the logic. You know?
Okay. David, you're over there sitting on the log over there. Don't you want to be a fairy? Don't you just want to be a fairy? Just let your legs go and let your arms go and release, you little fairy, and fly and just fly around and float and float and floating.
Okay, you're still not getting the point, but you got some nice forms out of it. You got a couple of forms, all right?
Okay.
Remember what they are?
Yeah.
Go back and do the first one. Can you remember what it was? The shit form? What was that like? Do you remember? Can you repeat it?
I don't think so.
Do it again.
Just shit, and put your shit out, and put it out.
Froggy, yeah.
Put
jump.
it out.
Froggy.
Froggy.
God, that's it. Now I'll do the other one again. Do the fairy idea. What do you want to call it? What's the best word?
Froggy's probably.
No, the second one.
Yeah,
Fairy? Okay,
Yeah.
do the fairy form.
Look over there with his stuck hands.
Just do the form.
just-
Now just do the form. Fairy.
Fairy.
Okay, right. And now you see a little bit. You can still in yourself. Can you feel how these two branches came out of that one seed that you started off with? It's still you, right? You haven't lost your center. You just expanded your center,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. That's it. You want a break or you want to keep going?
Keep going.
All right. So let me see. Let me just be sure the camera. Go sit. Let's see. All right. Let's see. All right. We'll just leave the camera the way it is. Move the mattress back, please. And let me get my lesson plan here. So we got on that. You remember what time we started?
9.
Exactly? Okay. So we did 20 minutes. That was 20 minutes. All right, very good. We got 40 minutes. right, now I'm going to teach, we want to review some of the forms that you had in that exercise, okay? There was a chair. There wasn't too much to work with in terms of raw material here, because we just started, we didn't work on a dream. If we work on a dream for 3 hours, we would have imagery to work with to start off with. Here we just started with awareness, but even so, there are some forms. I can remind you. The beginning, remember my stick figures? The first one I saw here was kind of like sitting like this. Then I saw later on leaning forward. Remember that? You kind of thinking a lot. And remember this one? Pushing against the chair, remember that? That's another thing you did. Right? Those 3 forms. The audience, anyone that saw the awareness work for 2 hours saw all these forms, by the way. It's not, I'm not making this up, you can check yourself. Then you got into that thing about that big riddle you were giving yourself intellectually, that the mouth is quicker than the hands, or the hands is quicker than the eye, or the remember that thing that went on and on for a while? And while you were doing that, then you started physicalizing that. It was very nice. But you started off as a thinker, trying to figure it all out. You were doing, what I saw was basically, I felt it was Rodin's the thinker. I don't know how, it was something like, I remember I wrote down Rodin's thinker pose or something. I don't know how I have to look at a sculpture, but some idea of thinker, a thinker. Oh, I'm thinking, trying to figure this out, you know? All right, the thinkers call it the thinker pose. Then you said, I wanted pretending you were sitting in a chair, but not sitting in a chair. Remember that? You did that? Okay. I know it's not much to work with, but this is you. Then remember, then something very important. You were sitting like this for a while. Remember that you opened up your knees a lot. And that was very different, because most of the other stuff was more in, and all of a sudden out. You know? But still, this is like this. Then we got to this one where you're doing awareness, and I pointed, you pointed out, or I pointed out that your hands were doing like that, your fingers were tapping, pressing each other. How do we put it? Pressing, and then I said, I remember, very important, you're feeling pressure against the back of the chair. I asked you, are you relaxed? Any tension? You said, yeah, I'm feeling pressure against the back of the chair. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Then I said, do that a few times, press more against the back of the chair. All right? That's very important for what we're going to do later. And then I said, you notice you're pressing your hand. You said, I'm feeling tension because I'm pressing my hands. I said to do that, add noise and breathing. And then we stood up, and I had we pressed each other. Remember we did that? Just do it again for a second. Right, and the same pressing idea, but I gave you something to press against, remember? So the idea of pressure and being pressed is a major element here. And then you got to the one you just did. You call it the restricted form, where the hands, want to go out, and you're, okay. So you notice, overall, we moved from a kind of intellectual person, closed in, beginning to open out, then experiencing a lot of tension, the chair, and then the body, and then I encourage you to express it rather than explode, rather than they call it explode rather than implode, rather than bring it all, retroflect into the Gestalt Therapy, which our terminology is to explode rather than implode, to undo the retroflexion, back on flexing it, back on yourself. Okay, to express it rather than pull it in. And the last one was, again, back to, that wasn't much of a thing there, okay. All right, that's the choreography, all right? So let's just do those things one after the other, like a comic book, all right? One after the other. Just review them, and we'll see what we can do later on. Right now, we're not going to make too much of a big deal out of it. So this first one, I'll just review it for you, okay? Sitting there, first of all, I could even get a chair here and demonstrate, because I have the stick figures and you don't. See, let's keep the center here. That's the center is this line here. See this thing here? That's the center. Okay. So first one was right like this, sitting like that, something like that. Let's call that starting. All right. First one's position one. Give it a name. What do you call that?
Hands on knees.
No, give it a psychological name. What would that symbolize to you? I need to get my pen. Getting started or something? Or?
Balance.
Balance. Okay, that's balance. Let's call it balance. Balance form. All right. These are forms now. Then leaning forward. And two different things here. First, leaning forward. Yeah, maybe that's it. That's it. And then the same idea, but kind of leaning up, you stretching up somehow, but like that. Those two forms. Are they related or are they separate? They came at the same time, more or less. But are they related or are they separate forms?
I don't know. They might be separate.
Separate. Okay. So the first one's what? What's this? We were talking about fit the scene. Something about am I feeling I'm not grounded. I'm in an apartment, looking up, noticing. Oh, you were observing this. You were noticing here. You were busy focusing on the apartment. Okay. Call that scanning. Scanning. Okay. So you're scanning the scene. All right. Scanning my apartment. So that's form number 2. Then form number 3. Then you said it seems like this place is adjusted as for private life, for privacy, and then you were looking at something like that. What could this form represent? Conclusion or something? Or?
Yeah, fine. Ready to leave.
Ready to
leave.
You were thinking of leaving?
No, I wasn't thinking. I don't know.
Oh, that's what it feels like now.
Yeah.
Okay, ready to leave. Fine, we'll call it that. Number 3, ready to leave.
No, when I was doing these different things, I was just playing around to listen to you.
I know that. Whatever it was, you did it, okay?
Yeah.
Since you did it, it was part of the here and now experience. Again, we're doing phenomenology of the spirit here. We're doing what they call, philosophically, what Leibniz would call a monadology. He's building a world, a monadology, a monad. He's building a world of experience for 2 hours, working on what he's aware of, moment to moment. And everything that happens to this organism here is part of that world, and the body is part of the world. You know? And what you imagine, what you see, what you hear, that's all here. As long as it's here and now, it's part of that other world, that second nature that you're creating here. Genesis. It's from Genesis, and this is the beginning, the Bereshit here. This where these seeds happen in those 2 hours. And later on, we're going to work with all these seeds. We'll get a whole bunch more. And we'll make a tree and a forest. But let's be clear about the seeds, what they are. We don't know what that means. You know, we don't know where it's going to go. We're just giving a great amount of respect to the seeds. All right. So we have the seed ready to leave. Oh, you want to call it that?
Yeah.
Okay, ready to leave. See, to help you to remember. Next one was that was again back to the same idea of. No, this was more thinking. You had your hands up here. You were thinking or something.
Like this.
How it had something to do with thinking. And I wrote down thinker.
Pondering.
You were pondering that was when you were talking about the mouth is quicker than the hands, or the hands are quicker than the eye. Remember that riddle that went on for a while? Mm-hmm. So what would you call that?
puzzled. I don't know.
Hmm?
You can call it ponderer.
I can't hear you.
Ponderer.
Ponder. Yeah.
Pondering.
Pondering the riddle.
Yeah.
Okay, pondering. So that's number 4.
But again, that riddle was just a stupid monologue.
Whatever it is, it's you. All right. The fact is, your life is full of those stupid monologues. If they came out here and now, and it probably came out another 1,000 times over the course of the past year. Pondering.
So how would I be able to go to the other extreme?
Let's don't worry about that now. We're not going to mock this form. We're not mocking these forms. We just make an inventory. That's all we are. We're setting up a comic book. All right. The next one was.
I'm just saying in a general sense.
Huh?
How would I get to the other extreme so that I could find
There might not be
balance?
another extreme. We're not worrying about it. Just we have another form called pondering. All right. Now the next one is when you're sitting in a chair without a chair. It says what change? You ask yourself what changes if I stand up. In other words, you were going to try a new perspective. Okay, you're going to examine this question, which is faster, from a new perspective.
No, but that wasn't what I was thinking.
Then what were you thinking? Tell me.
That was closed. After I finished with the riddle was done, and then you said change your perspective. So all I did was I just did like this.
All right. So what do you?
I was
Show
just
them.
saying
Show them.
without a chair.
Okay.
Sitting
And
in-
what was that? What was that supposed to? What does it mean to you to do that?
No, I was just trying to get a different perspective.
Okay. Call it different perspective. Okay. Or you want to say chair without a chair? What do you want to call
chair
it?
without a chair.
All right. So that's number 5. Chair without a chair. All right. We just put in a label. That's all. That makes some sense to you. Chair without a chair. All right. We got another form. And then sit down. And this is the one where your knees are wide open. On the other hand, so it's like you're wide open down there and real wide, really closed up here. They say in Gestalt Therapy, how do they put it? The lower part of the body is for support, and the upper part of the body is for contact. So here you're close. In a sense, I don't want to interpret. It's not the job here. But and somehow they're sending different messages. This one's saying open. This one's saying closed somehow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you could call that form?
2 worlds. I don't know.
2 worlds. Okay, so that's number. Or how about open closed?
Okay. Make it
More descriptive. Is that all right?
yeah.
All right. So this number.
Upper closed.
Well, that's too many words. Open closed. Open closed. Try the opposite. How does that feel?
Different.
Which feels more comfortable?
No.
Now let's just have that one. Do the opposite, and we'll just give that one a label also.
Closed open.
All right, this is open closed, and the other is going to be closed open. All right, let me just get this stick figure here. I'm doing it backwards. I'm imagining for seeing you from there. All right, okay. So this one is number 7, closed open. All right, 7 forms. Good harvest. Now to do the fingers together here, sitting here, and the fingers pressing together. Fingers pressing, is that, or what you want to see, have a better label?
That's fine.
Hmm?
That's fine.
Okay, number 8. That's this. All right, this is number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Fingers pressing. Okay. To the audience, if you're getting bored, let me just say again, maybe I didn't make it clear. We are working together as performer and director, trying to find ways to go from the therapy to the theater. All right, so it's a slow process, and who knows, it might take 10 hours. And my intention is to put all 10 hours on the video. So if you're not interested in this kind of search, then you may as well delete us now. Because we're not out to entertain you. We're out to demonstrate a process that I've been doing for 35 years with more than 600, well, maybe 630 people already. and I feel it's an important process and worth documenting. So that's my motivation. Whether you want to watch it or not, that's your problem. All right, so let's go on. Number 8, fingers pressing. And number 9 was when the two of us were pushing each other. What would you call that?
Wrestling.
Call it wrestling?
Why not?
No, I usually think of wrestling as down on the floor in one big knot together.
Yes.
But this could be wrestling also, right?
Sure, why not?
You have a rich, he has a rich background from high school wrestling, so let's call it wrestling. That's association, it's a strong link to your past. Okay, wrestling. All right, and that's it. Oh no, then we got the restricted form, now number 10, the one that we worked on already. And I would say the restricted one is probably psychologically the hottest. Restricted. Well, I would say it's more restricting, because you're restricting yourself. Yeah?
Yeah.
Restricting myself.
But I really wasn't doing that.
You really what?
I wasn't, there wasn't an equal and opposite force. I was just trying to find something that was pressuring. I was just sitting like this.
Yeah.
There was really no sort of trying to get free, and I was in my...
Wait a minute. Remember, here are my notes again. Listen to this. I noticed that the legs are crossed and the hands restricted. And I asked you, what do you have to say about that? And you said, offense versus defense. Ready to move out anytime. Remember that?
Mm.
I don't remember. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Now ready to move out anytime, but somehow this, and I said something, and I said it reminds you of a coiled snake, I think. Mm-hmm. And you didn't object to that.
I know, but there wasn't any sort of pressure going. I was in a state of...
Okay, then maybe we
ready
should...
to move like this.
Okay, then let's change it, All right, so then, all right, fine.
I mean, I wasn't like a feeling of a...
All right, how about this idea? I think you said spring into action, would that fit? Is that a good label?
Fine.
So we'll check. I'm gonna leave restricting myself there because we worked on that idea. And I'll give it a second name, spring into action, or ready to move, or
Yes.
Which one?
Into action.
spring into action. Coiled snake, would that fit?
Yeah, I guess, but yeah, fine.
Which one you like best?
Either or, it doesn't matter. to
You
me.
pick.
Coiled snake. Probably.
Coiled snake, okay. Coiled snake is ready to do something. Coiled snake. So we have two names for that. That's number 10 and number 10A. Okay. So there we got that's our material. That's our physical material, all right? If we want to do something with it, and I'm not even sure what to do with it right now so far, but at least we got it. As a matter of fact, I think I see do what I do want to do with it. Because the next exercise I wanted to try, so we still got time. See, this first tape here, we're doing preliminary exercises, and the next tape, we're going to do another hour of this tonight, is to try to go from the exercises to look towards how they all could come together with some kind of a structure as an artistic form, or some kind of if this were a one-man show or something, or whatever, something like that, how could it come together? So right now we're doing preliminary exercises to set up a possible structure. I have a general idea where I want to go with this, but I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm just doing preliminary exercise. Okay, so another exercise I want to do, and that's, we heard the drum machine before. I want to work with the idea of a machine exercise. Now the machine exercise, the way it was used to be done back in 1975 by the Open Theater and the theater Schechner and all the physical theater movement in those days. Usually it was a bunch of performers. But here we have one performer, and I'm not going to do it with him, but I think it might work because it could help us. So I'm going to just demonstrate a little bit the idea of the original. I'm sure anyone that has theater background would know what it is, but I'll just do it anyway. In fact, we can do it together. Let me just get. So one performer starts with an idea, a simple sound and movement. Important to have sound and movement all the time. So let's say the simple movement would be repetitive, like a machine. donk, donk, donk. Okay, donk, donk,
Donk. Donk.
Right, now just come over here, just do that donk thing. And I'm going to add the second movement, okay?
Donk. 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 Donk.
Dop, dop,
Donk.
dop, dop,
Donk.
dop, dop,
Donk.
dop, dop. And you can imagine, oh, stop. You can imagine 5 or 10 performers getting into that together, right? And it just gets more, and then the next thing you know, at the end of that exercise, or the director would maybe pretend he's going to now crank up the machine, and faster,
Donk.
faster,
Donk.
faster,
Donk.
faster, faster,
Donk.
louder,
Donk.
louder,
Donk.
louder, faster,
Donk.
faster,
Donk.
explode,
Donk.
explode, explode at the end.
Okay.
The machine gets broken.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Fine.
I'm gonna do that one more time. Add the explosion, right?
Okay.
And land over there, all right?
Okay.
All right, do it on the mattress.
Donk.
Let's move the mattress back. Okay. All right. So do it on the mattress, and maybe it's not good to have it so close to the wall. What do you think? Well, no, it's probably dangerous close to the wall. Let's move it a little further away. Yeah, get the chair out of the way, so you can place the land over there. Fold it up, yeah, move it out of the way. Okay, so now start off with donk.
Donk. Donk. Donk.
Okay, now faster.
Donk.
And faster.
Donk.
And louder.
Donk.
Faster.
Donk.
Louder. And
Donk.
faster. And faster.
Donk.
Louder. Explode.
Donk.
Boy, okay, that's the classical machine exercise. Except usually it's done by 10 people or 5 people. All right, fine. My idea is, when you're ready, when you relax for a little bit, I'll explain it first. It should be over here. I want to get a one-man machine going. Because in the psychology that this guy, if you watched the video before, we saw that there was a lot of, he had a tendency in his awareness exercise to jump abruptly from one point of view to another point of view. I would see this, and now I see that, and now I'm in my body, and now I'm almost got at that, and now my fantasy this, and it was done kind of jumping around. So we know that that's part of, and also there was a certain, later on when I went over the notes, I noticed, I'm not going to get into psychology now, later on we'll talk more about that. But I just, as an exercise, would like you to experiment with this idea of a mechanical contraption, and instead of having me be part of it and 5 other people, use your vocabulary that we just worked on. Those 10 forms, all right? Any way that comes out, doesn't have to be perfect. Just play around with it. Playing around, very important. Play around, enjoy it, play around. Mess around with it. And also, but this is, by the way, another exercise. This is also helping to distance himself from this, personal material. All of a sudden it becomes forms to play with, And even if you screw them up and do them all backwards, upside down, stretch them out, doesn't matter. But go from one to the next in any order, and experiment with feeling that that there's some kind of mechanical thing. I'll do it myself, for example, if I'm, is it clear what I'm saying? Let me demonstrate. Let me think of how I would do it. Let's say I notice that I have a tendency to do this, and then I notice I also have a tendency to do that. All right, so I do, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, like a clock, boom, 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 do 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 boom, boom, you notice? I just jumped from one to the next, like a machine, not like a person. All right. I made a character, a fool out of myself. All right. You see what I did? I reduced psychology to mechanics. Yeah. Can you play around with that exercise?
Yeah, I need a chair. No.
Okay. No, you don't need a chair. No. Well, that's it. Okay, use a chair. All right. In that case.
No, I thought that the forms that I had before were any forms you're saying.
No, I want you to use it. They don't have to be exactly the same. The idea of that form. For example, the form, the idea of the fingers thing. Well, that you did. That you could do anywhere. What was something you were sitting? Oh, remember you had your legs spread and like this? You don't need a chair to do that, right?
Okay.
You?
Fine.
But if you want the chair, you could use it. And here, so you could, with chair or without chair, either way. Right? I'll go check the camera and make sure we're getting something on. I gotta be careful when I'm near the camera not to talk too loud. I gotta remember that. All right, we got 14 minutes left. All right, go ahead. And everything needs to have a sound.
Bink,
Yeah, sound.
bink, 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 bonk. Bink, 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 bonk. Bink, 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 ha! Bink, bink,
Move
bink,
towards
bink.
the center more. Okay.
Bink, 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 bonk. Bink, 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 bonk. Ha! 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 Ah! Ha! Ah! Bink, 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 bonk.
So far,
Bink,
that's good.
bink.
Very good. Looks good. Now see what you can do with the vocal variety. First of all, don't stay at the same pitch.
Okay.
Second of all, the tempo. Something's faster, something's slower. Right now, the precision is good, but the tempo can change abruptly, and it would still be mechanical. And the voice can go from high to low, you know,
Okay.
and soft to loud.
Bink, bink, bonk! Bink, bink, bonk! Bink, bink, boink! Bink, 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 bonk,
Okay, now-
bink, bonk!
Try also soft voice,
Okay.
because the camera's going to hear. It's a good camera. It's going to hear you.
Bink, 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 bonk, bonk, gonk! Ah! Hee!
No, extreme. Go from very soft to loud. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Okay. Bink, 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 ah! Bink, 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 ah!
Don't
Bink.
be careful. You don't strain your throat.
Okay.
Don't. It's your only body you got, and the vocal cords. Be careful. Okay.
Okay.
Do as much as you can without jeopardizing your health.
Bink, 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 ha! Hee, 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 ha! Ho, 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 hee! Ha, ha, hee! Ho, ho, hee! Ha, hee, ha, hee! Ma, ki, ka! Chi!
Good. Very good.
Okay.
How about rest a second? I'd like to see a little bit more of the comic book idea that there's a freeze before you go to the next one.
Okay.
It's not so much a dance, but rather form, switch, sudden switch.
Okay.
You know, you freeze it and then switch. You know
Okay. Let me see.
what?
Book real quick.
Oh, take a look there. Take the book over there. Take it with you.
The playbook.
You don't need all the forms. Even if you do 3 or 4 forms, that's good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to get 3 or 4.
Maybe you better get the chair, otherwise you don't bump into it, huh? Okay.
Hey. Ha.
More on the transitions, freeze and then rapid switch, and
Okay.
then start the next one.
Okay.
So there should be a movement, freeze, switch, and then freeze again, and then move again.
So say it again. So freeze, move.
So here, watch what I'm
freeze.
doing. I move, freeze, change, and then start moving the second one.
Okay.
You know? So it's like a snapshot that begins each one and ends each one.
Okay.
All right.
Ha. 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 Ah.
Okay, just faster on the changes, transitions.
Okay.
No, get there, wait a second, and then start it.
Okay.
Right?
So it's ha ah.
But your transition should, I want them faster, okay?
Okay.
Think of it as a snapshot that begins and ends each one, a freeze, and then there's a rapid change, like a camera shutter, you know, which just goes from, like a slideshow. It's a slideshow.
My life is like
You're making it, so far it's a video, but I want a slideshow. You see the difference?
Okay.
Right?
So.
Do the form. It's a video form, and then there's a stop, and now slideshow.
Ha.
No, you're still not getting the idea. Oops, let me just straight. I might be wrong, but my instinct tells me this is what I'm looking for. Let's say this is the form. Freeze. Ha! No, but don't move. Hey, freeze. And then I start. No, that's. Up! Again, I don't want to add that sound. I stop it. You see, I'm trying to do. It's hard to do. I see what it's hard to do. Okay. All right. Let's not push it now. Do it just to do the forms again in the series, the best you can. All right. Then we'll leave this and we'll come back to something that we'll go on next thing. All right. We got another about 6 minutes on this tape. The important thing is that every form should feel like this is something I did before, there's something that came out of my guts when I did the awareness exercise, you know?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? It shouldn't be something you're doing new now.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Keep in touch with those roots. Go on.
Oh. Ha. Ho. Ha.
Can you do a little more with the face? Let the face exaggerate so that each face is different somehow. And the voice is different each time.
Ha. Hoo. Ah. Yay.
Good, good. Okay. You're getting used to a little bit the idea of playing with the forms, okay?
A little bit, yeah.
All right, let's leave it at that for now. Let me see what time we got. Let me just take a look at my notes again. So far, so good. I'm happy with the results so far. Okay, last thing on my preliminary exercise is this, to arrange these things in a certain order. Again, if you need to look at the book, look at the book, review what they are. But you don't have to get all of them, but do a sequence somehow that starts from relatively open and gradually gets more and more moving towards the idea of restricted idea. Remember this thing, let that be the goal. But starting from something that's open, whatever that is to you, and doing a series of forms that gradually get more and more inward, closed in, right? And then when you get to that restricted idea, or the coiled snake, go into that and far enough so that you feel now it's time to explode and do an explosion and end it there. So it's like the machine, remember the idea that the machine gets going, it's a kind of mechanical sequence of forms, and it builds up to a climax, and then it explodes, right? But it's your forms coming out of your gut. So don't rush it. Make sure each thing you put, experiment. You try something out, doesn't work, try something else, But can you
know what I'm talking about? Chair or
any way you want. Maybe you could start off on the chair and then later try it again without the chair, All right?
Yeah. Better.
I'll leave the book here if you need it. Yeah.
Ah!
Well, what's happening is you're making it all happen too fast. I'd like the sequence, maybe think like 10 seconds of this form, then another 10 seconds of that form, another 10 seconds of that form. So the whole thing takes maybe a minute before you get to the explosion instead of 10 seconds.
It's typical of my state right now, always fast.
Well, what?
It's always fast, like this.
I didn't understand that.
No, it's typical of what we did in the awareness.
Yeah, that's what?
That it's fast. Everything was fast.
Right.
We have to slow everything down now.
Well, for now, just as a rehearsal, I want you to do it fast, but I want to get it right before you speed it up, okay? So first, take each form, you know exactly what it is, do it right, and then go to the next one, okay? Add sound and breath, mask, face, you know, everything should be total body expression. And the face changes and the voice changes. Change the mask more.
Ah!
Yeah. Do more with the face.